Hello, let's make a square twist. Here I have a 6-inch square, a typical piece of origami paper. Let's see how we can fold it in a few steps to a square twist. Alright, let's flip it and start from the other side. We're going to start with the square and fold it horizontally in half, creating one crease like that, and we can fold it again and create two more creases. Okay, you can open it and fold the bottom and top edge to the center if you like. When you work with young children, you can always get a ruler and draw these folds just to highlight the consequence of your work. Okay, let me draw these two more lines. Essentially, we are dividing the square in fourths. Okay. Next, we're going to fold the square vertically like that, or you can rotate it and continue to fold the square horizontally. Okay. Fold it in half and in half again. And run your fingernails on the folds like these. Okay, or you can go back and forth. Okay, back and forth. Just to make sure the creases are flexible. And let's draw these creases just to highlight. Okay, one more time. Alright. You don't need to draw these lines with a pen, but under camera it's just much easier for me to talk about what we are going to do next. After folding the square horizontally and vertically in half twice, okay, we have divided the square into 16. Right, 4 by 4, 16 little squares. And this is interesting. Each square is 1/16 of the original square. Now, let's pay attention to these points. Okay, not the original corners. How about this one? Okay, it's one little diagonal from the original vertex. Okay, here's this one. Okay, we have 4 intersections, and these intersections are interesting. We are going to fold each of these 4 corners or vertices to these intersections. Okay, like that. Okay, take the lower right corner and fold it to the upper left. And run your fingernails on this crease. Right. As you can see, we are creating a diagonal there. Okay, a diagonal for, well, 3 squares, but we really need only one of them. And do the same thing for the rest 3 corners. Take the lower left and fold it to the upper right corner. Okay, one small diagonal and away from the original vertex. Okay, fold it really hard and creating that diagonal. Okay, and do the same thing to the upper left vertex, fold it down to the lower right corner and make that crease. Right. Let's also draw that diagonal. You can tell where we are going. We are going to create a square in the center. A square made of 4 diagonals, okay? And finally, the upper right corner, this vertex is going to be folded onto the intersection in the lower left corner, okay, like that. It's a very symmetrical process. And now, if you like, you can draw this 4th diagonal with a ruler, if you like. Alright, now look at this pattern. It's pretty, right? You can ask many questions. What's the perimeter of the square in the middle? And what is the area of the square? Well, if you use these triangles as a reference, you are going to see this square in the middle has 4 triangles, or 2 squares. So that's 2 out of 16, 1/8 of the original square. Okay, the original square, remember, it's a 6-inch square, so that is 36 square inches. Or you can just move on. Next, let's highlight 4 segments or lines. Okay, this one. Okay, allow me to use marker to choose. And there's another one you can choose on the left. Okay. From each vertex of the center square, we are going to choose a line. Okay, that's horizontal one. We got a vertical one, and we have another horizontal line here, and then we need a 4th vertical line. All right, these 4 lines are what we need to do the square twist. Along these 4 dark lines, we're going to create 4 mounting folds. Essentially, you are going to squeeze along this blue line. Take this blue line and squeeze it. Okay, make that mounting fold. It's like going up. Does that make sense? Since we already folded the paper along those lines, and it's fairly easy to kind of squeeze these blue lines. Okay, squeeze these 4 blue lines. As you squeeze these lines and create those mounting folds, you can feel that the paper wanted to come together. Okay, allow that to happen. Okay, take 2 blue lines, squeeze them. You can go around and around. Be patient. Squeeze as long as you like. Okay, until the paper is shaped well, and now you can just allow them to come together. Does that make sense? Okay, squeeze along these 4 blue lines and allow them to come together. Okay, along the square, and at each vertex of the center square, all the others are valley folds, and these blue are going to go up. As you push them together, they're going to collapse. Allow that to happen. You are going to get a square. So that this is called a square twist. We are twisting a square into another square, or a bunch of squares. Guess what? On the other side, you also have a square at the center. Does that make sense? Alright. There are many interesting questions you can ask about this origami project, and focusing on fractions, measurements, area, or just the art, and see how your fingers have to struggle a little bit to create this interesting shape. It's really hard to explain in words, but if you give it a try, you are going to find it's very easy to twist the square. Alright, thank you. Hope you like it.